All right, daryl Lawson Live coming to you from Southern California here. It is 3:19 in the afternoon. It's April 16, 2019. daryl Lawson Live from Southern California. All I'm hearing is about the fire of the cathedral in Paris, France. Notre Dame Cathedral, right? Fire, fire, fire. What are we going to do? The world's falling apart. I am just fed up with it. Number one, did you know that the Cathedral Notre Dame de Paris is basically set up to worship the Virgin Mary? Like, gag me, really, yeah. Here it is online, Cathedral Notre Dame de Paris. This is the full name of the Notre Dame Cathedral or church building there, the Catholic Church. We know that yesterday, tax day, April 15th, it partially burnt down. And I'm not too upset with it or about it, because when I see churches dedicated to the Virgin Mary worship, I am not upset one little bit. Oh, sure, architectural wonder, blah, 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 blah. I'll read some articles here. But I just think it's a cash cow for the Vatican. The Vatican has been going through some money problems, right? I'm looking at some articles here of, I think it was $4 billion. The Vatican has spent at least $4 billion with a B as in boy, $4 billion to settle molestation cases, right? Where creepy Catholic priests and nuns and their workers, cardinals, bishops, who hasn't molested little children in the Vatican and the Roman Catholic Church worldwide. Here's one, collectiveevolution.com. The Vatican has paid nearly $4 billion to settle child molestation cases, sexual abuse cases. All right? $4 billion. Newsweek.com. This is from August 25th, 2018. It says the same thing. The Catholic Church has paid nearly $4 billion. Billion. It's probably double or more than that over sexual abuse claims. That's what we know of. And that was last year, the end of last year. Paying out involving over 8,600 cases of assault survivors. So I'm not going to go, oh man, oh, the cathedral is burning. Wah. Like, that's not going to happen. All right? That is not going to happen. And by the way, there's some creepy things that I think we have to mention here. Well, it's kind of hitting me in the face. I noticed that the cathedral was under repair. All right, there was $170 million estimated repair bill before the fire started, right? Before the blaze, restoration costs already had been estimated at $170 million. And I thought, follow the money, honey. So the Catholic Church was going to be doling out $170, maybe $200 million to do some restoration on this building. Maybe they didn't want to. Maybe they thought, well, all we have to do is set it on fire and we can get maybe insurance, or maybe people around the world can send us money. Oh, yeah, I'm looking at the estimated people's pledges right now. Here's one from 5 hours ago, CNN.com. France's 3 richest families lead the $700 million fundraising effort for the church building. Are you out of your mind? Images show the damage inside the Notre Dame Cathedral. All right, now we're looking at over 500 euros that have been pledged already. That says here 700 million has been already fundraising efforts. Yeah, well, it was only going to cost them 170 million. So why would they raise 700 million? Right? That's kind of creepy. Before the blaze, restoration costs already had been estimated at 170 million. So why are people already raising 700 million? The Pope's probably salivating. He's probably drooling right now. I can build this building to worship Mary, and I can also pay for the molestation costs. I don't have to dip into my gold bars underneath the Vatican. Creepy. It is creepy. Yeah. And then I'll look at some of these articles here from New York Times. Here's Insider 5 days ago, the New York Times 5 hours ago. It's creepy. A miracle, I think they're calling it a miracle of timing. The statues that escaped the fire. right? 4 days before the cathedral caught on fire, statues were removed already from the top. Perfect timing. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the Twin Towers. It reminds me of 9/11, 2001. Well, I just pulled up an article here called, or a website called whatreallyhappened.com. And it's talking about the Twin Towers. And did you know that the Twin Towers were supposed to be renovated? It was a nightmare. It was a monetary nightmare. People that owned the Twin Towers, and it's changed hands several times, it would cost huge amounts of money to renovate. It was full of asbestos. The Twin Towers were full of all these poisonous, toxic materials. And so nobody really wanted to touch it because bringing it down would cost a lot of money. And people would, lose a lot of money. So, it just happens to go down by some kind of terrorism. And they made buco money on it. Yeah. Look, it says, what really happened? Deal of the year. World Trade Center. New York, New York. Let me just read it. I'm not going to read all of it just for time's sake. It says, weighing in at $3.2 billion, the acquisition of the 99-year leasehold of the World Trade Center was the largest of the year. Notwithstanding the emotional difficulty of celebrating anything related to the World Trade Center is the fact that upon completion of its acquisition by Larry Silverstein, it was clearly the deal of the year for the industry, and now more than ever, a deal of a lifetime for Silverstein. Or Silverstein, yeah. Silverstein makes a huge profit off the 9/11 attacks. 6 months before 9/11 attacks. Timing is everything. 6 months before 9/11 attacks the World Trade Center, it was privatized. 6 months only, by being leased to a private sector developer, right? Not even, it was just leased. Not even owned. The lease was purchased by Silverstein Group for $3.2 billion. This is a dream come true, Larry Silverstein said. We'll be in control of a prized asset, and we will seek to develop its potential, raising it to new heights. Wow, creepy. The World Trade Towers were not the real estate plum or benefit we are led to believe, the article says. Here's from Business Week. From an economic standpoint, the Trade Center, subsidized since its inception, has never functioned, nor was it intended to function, unprotected in the rough and tumble real estate market. So it was always kind of a pain in the butt, the Twin Towers. How could the Silverstein Group have been so ignorant of this crappy venture? This is also the towers required. Here it is. The towers, this is the Twin Towers. The towers required some $200 million. It kind of almost sounds like the cathedral in Paris. The towers required some $200 million in renovations and improvements, most of which related to removal and replacement of building materials declared to be health hazards. I don't know, man. It's just, it's going to cost a lot of money to bring this down. Health hazards in the years since the towers were built. It says here, it was well known by the city of New York that the World Trade Center was an asbestos bombshell. Poison asbestos, yeah. For years, the Port Authority treated the building like an aging dinosaur, attempting to, on several occasions, to get permits to demolish the building for liability reasons, being turned down to the known asbestos problem. Further, it was well known the only reason the building was standing until 9/11 was because it was too costly to disassemble the Twin Towers floor by floor, since the Port Authority was prohibited legally from demolishing the buildings. Well, we got to bring those things down. Now, and everybody should know by now, 2019. I mean, how many years? 18 years later. Everybody should know that the 9/11 was an inside job. 100%, Bob. Yeah. When you go back and you look at all the crazy things behind it, it is no doubt, in any elementary, my dear Watson, in anybody's logical thinking, that the 9/11 was a scam. And I'm thinking, the same people, by the way, I'm going to read an article here. Speaking about the World Trade Center, there was a World Trade Center architect in France, all right, talking about this, and that even more creepy. You know what's creepy on top of that as well? Michelle Obama is on a cruise, right, on the river there. the night of the burning of the cathedral. Oh yeah, Michelle Obama, the Antichrist's wife, man-wife, some people call her, was there drinking champagne on the river while the cathedral burned. And then she had some creepy remarks as well. They creepy. And by the way, if Michelle Obama is in Paris, France, where is the creepy Obama, Barack Obama, the Antichrist? The son of destruction, the son of perdition. He's got to be somewhere close behind, yeah. Creepy! Very creepy, yeah. So it says here, the towers, this is the Twin Towers. I'm relating this to the cathedral, because there was almost exactly the amount of renovations that needed to be done money-wise on both buildings. 170, 200 million renovations for the cathedral in Paris. And then you have 200 million or plus for the Twin Towers. The towers required some 200 million in renovations and improvements, most of which related to removal and replacement of building materials declared to be health hazards. Yeah. Creepy. Yeah, so they actually couldn't bring down the building properly because it was too costly to disassemble the Twin Towers floor by floor, since the Port Authority was prohibited legally from demolishing the buildings. Oh, a lot of people died as a result of those buildings coming down. All the breathing and the asbestos and poisons from those buildings. Sure. It says the perfect collapse of the Twin Towers changed the picture. Under a pending agreement, a developer and his investors will get back most of the down payment that they made to lease the World Trade Center just 6 weeks before a terrorist attack destroyed the Twin Towers. What? Developer Larry Silverstein and investors Lloyd Goldman and Joseph Cayer, C-A-Y-R-E, Cayer, whatever, are nearing a deal that would give them about 98 million of the original investment of the 124 million. So this was, wow. Anyways, this is from the Monterey Herald. Instead of renovation, Silverstein is rebuilding, funded by the insurance coverage on the property, which covered acts of terrorism after the fact. Yeah. Even better, Silverstein filed 2 insurance claims before 9/11 for the maximum amount of the policy based on the 2 buildings. The Silverstein's view, separate attacks. Oh, the total potential payout. You know how much he got? $7.1 billion. All right, now he only paid, 3.2. Wow. The total potential payout is $7.1 billion. More than enough to build a fabulous new complex and leave a hefty profit for the Silverstein Group, including Larry Silverstein himself. Bingo! This is back from 04. Federal jury on Monday ruled that the assault on the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center was in fact 2 occurrences for insurance purposes. The finding in the U.S. District Court of Manhattan means leaseholder Larry Silverstein may collect up to $4.6 billion, according to the reports. All right. So he could have got 7.1, but at least 4.6. All right. So hello, I'm just saying. All right, I'm just saying. All right. I think it's creepy. I'm not losing any sleep over this. Actually, I don't like it. I don't like it whatsoever. Yeah. Now look at this. It says Cathedral Notre Dame de Paris, often referred simply as Notre Dame, is a medieval Catholic. Now you have to understand the Vatican runs the New World Order, which is also creepy as well. The Vatican runs the New World Order. All right? So the Vatican runs even this cathedral. A medieval Catholic cathedral in Paris, France. The cathedral, listen to this, is consecrated to the Virgin Mary. Oh, the Virgin Mary. Pardon me if I don't care about this cathedral. Yeah, because actually the Bible forbids the worship of Mary. Why would you consecrate a building to the Virgin Mary? That consecrated to the Virgin Mary? It's considered to be one of the finest examples of French Gothic architecture. I know too much Bible to really be all happy about that. Oh, it's going to be rebuilt. Actually, it's only a partial rebuilt because it has, it was a miracle that just the roof kind of fell down. The exact areas that we were renovating. Oh. I love this in the book of John chapter 4. It said, Jesus said, not Pope Francis, right? Not the fake media. Jesus replied, believe me, the time is coming when it will no longer matter whether you worship the Father on this mountain or Jerusalem. Verse 23, but the time is coming, indeed, it's now when true worshipers will worship the Father. Well, the Father, not Mary, in the Cathedral of Paris. No, in spirit and in truth. I couldn't give a rat's butt if that cathedral was rebuilt or not. Actually, I would like to see that money go somewhere else. Yeah. How about protect people from the Vatican's molestation priests? Yeah. Molesters. Monsters, yeah. The Father is looking for those who will worship him, not in buildings, but in spirit and in truth. Not Mary, not Harry. Verse 24, for God is a spirit, not a building or an organization or religion. So those who worship him must worship him in spirit and truth. So I don't care. I really don't care about that cathedral. But I do think it's creepy, the timing of all of this and the cash cow it becomes for the Vatican. Surprise, surprise. Even Hitler burned down his own parliament buildings when he came into power. Creepy for his own reasons, yeah. Look at Matthew 23, verse 5 and 6. It says, everything they do is for show. Oh, look at me. Oh, look at my building. Creepy. Verse 6, they love to sit at the head of the table at banquets, the seats of honor in their buildings. Creepy. And Jesus put everything in perspective. Matthew 12:48. Jesus said, who is my mother? Who's my mama? Yeah. Who are my brothers? He pointed to his followers. Look at these. These are my mother and brothers. Anyone who does the will of my Father in heaven is my brother, sister, and mother. Puts Mary on the equal footing of everybody else. Why would you dedicate a cathedral, Notre Dame Cathedral de Paris, it sounds like a perfume, to Mary? Forget it. And might as well, it's the same thing as putting it to Harry Potter. Let's make this cathedral to Harry Potter. Daryl, that sounds sacrilegious. No, that actually sounds scriptural. I escaped from the Vatican's New World Order religion, Catholic Church, when I was a kid, and I ain't going back, Bob. I ain't going back. And listen, the Bible's full of warnings against this kind of BS. Exodus chapter 20, verse 3, you must not have any gods but me. Or any other god but me. You must not make for yourselves an idol of any kind or an image, any kind of statue. You must not bow down or worship them. That's what's happening in all these cathedrals. Sure, there is, yeah. God will not tolerate this affection, yeah. That's Exodus chapter 20, verse 3, 4, 5, etc. Leviticus 26 says the same thing, verse 1. Do not make idols or set up carved images, statues, sacred pillars, or sculptured stone in your land, so you may worship them. Oh, it's just a statue. We're just, praying to Mary as a go-between. That's an idol. Duh. And don't forget Revelation chapter 18. The whole chapter is amazing, talking about the Vatican cashing in around the world through its ventures, its deceptive ventures. Revelation 18:23, the light of lamp will never shine in you again, Vatican. The happy voices of brides and grooms will never be heard in you again. For your merchants, the Vatican's merchants, all their business dealings around the world were the greatest in the world. Revelation 18:23. And you, Vatican, Roman Catholic Church, deceived the nations. Through your dealings and your monetary fundings and this, that, and the other, and by your sorceries. If you look at the word sorceries, it means medications or drugs. Yeah. Well, guess who runs the big pharma around the world? It's the Vatican. And don't forget verse 24, in your streets flowed the blood of the Christians. The blood of the people slaughtered all over the world. You want to know who's behind the slaughtering? Whether it's behind ISIS, behind the crazy dictators, it's the Vatican. Yeah, the capital V. Creepy, yeah. All right, let's take a look at some of these articles quickly. French president, this is ABC News, French President Macron says he wants Notre Dame Cathedral rebuilt in 5 years. Who cares what Macron wants? Yeah. But don't forget, before the Blaze restoration costs already have been estimated at $170 million. I think this is just a cash cow for the Vatican, and I wouldn't put it past the Vatican's creepy dealings to have started this fire on purpose. Sure, why not? They've been caught doing this many times before around the world. Why not in France? Even as officials continue to assess the damage and search for all the cause in the massive fire that completely destroyed the roof of Notre Dame Cathedral, French President Macron said in televised national address to the country today that he wants to see the 13th century basilica rebuilt within 5 years. Cash cow for the Vatican. We will rebuild Notre Dame Cathedral even more beautiful, Macron said. Well, no, thank you very much. Feed the poor, do something else. Who needs a stupid building? He thanked the firefighters who battled the blaze for hours Monday night into Tuesday before bringing the inferno under control and expressed appreciation for the donations pouring in from around the world. Oh, money! Money! I don't know what the Vatican likes more, money or children. Yeah, I don't know. It's probably the same. We have so much to rebuild, said Macron. Well, what are you talking? Why would Macron be involved with rebuilding a Catholic church, by the way? Why does the Pope put some money forward here? Yeah. Creepy false prophet sitting there in Rome. We have so much to rebuild. Why would the government build a Catholic church unless the Catholic Church runs the government? Oh, bingo, under the B. So much to rebuild, he said, Macron. He added, the France has endured revolutions and wars, and we've always rebuilt. It's creepy. It's really creepy, yeah. Anyways, they go on talking about what it looked like, blah, 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 blah. But what did he say here? He said 80% of the priceless artifacts in the sanctuary, including the crown of thorns, that they say was worn by, the crown of thorns worn by Jesus when he was crucified, were saved by a team comprised of firefighters, cathedral staff, and members of the Ministry of Culture, who arrived within 30 minutes of the fire starting on Monday afternoon. I think from other reports, they said the fire started after everything was closed. Oh, how convenient. Oh, yeah. Oh, well, we saved all the artifacts. Oh, yes, we saved all. We saved the thorns that were worn by Jesus. Yeah, sure they were. You believe that? I got a beach to sell you in Southern California. Yeah. It's bull. Total bull. The artifacts were saved, were placed in a vehicle and driven to City Hall. Oh, because we run City Hall. Creepy. Much of its roof is collapsed and interior decimated. The charred walls of the Notre Dame Cathedral remain standing over the Seine River. Paris Seine River. Yeah, so, I mean, it's just the roof. Wooden blah, blah, blah roof, yeah. Oh, it's a miracle that the walls of the cathedral are still standing. Well, that's what you planned, probably, Bob. Yeah. In my estimation, this is a scam. Yeah. Why? Because the Vatican has their whole 2,000 years history of scamming people. Yeah, I just read you in the Bible. It says that you deceive the nations. So Revelation 18:23, this is a 2,000-year-old verse. I'm going to use it in this case. Yeah, why not? You scam the nations. You scam the nations. So why wouldn't the Vatican, the Roman Catholic Church, be scamming the world with this cathedral? Oh, I'm just saying, Bob. I'm just saying. Yeah. Oh, this is a testament to the face-to-face battle firefighters waged through the night to quash the massive blaze that ripped through the 13th century basilica and prompted a global response to help us money. Show me the money. Remember that? Yeah. This is creepy. It's just creepy. They're milking it for, billions of dollars now, 700 plus million. When you see it from the outside, it's still standing. Oh, it's a miracle. Yeah. I had to do a video on this because it's just too creepy. Yeah. Anyways, here it is. The blaze broke out at 6:50 p.m. local time. So at night, everything was closed. Local time Monday quickly spread along the roof and cathedral, which happened to be undergoing a $200 million renovation, which was partially encased anyways in the scaffolding. Right? The cause of the fire is under investigation. We'll never know what really happened. But there is no evidence to suggest the blaze was deliberately set. Oh, how do you know, Bob? Oh, yeah. Oh, that's already out. I mean, they're already telling you what to believe. Investigators are leaning towards the theory it was an accident. It was an accident that sparked the inferno. It was closed. French President Emmanuel Macron expressed sadness at the sight of the 850-year-old building's demise. It's not demise, some roof stuff. Most of the building is made out of stone anyways. We're going to rebuild it. Creepy. You know, yeah, and very interesting. I'm not going to read the whole article, but here's one from Forbes.com. This came out last night. A brief history of the ruin and repair of the cathedral. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Paris' iconic Notre Dame is ablaze during Holy Week. And even think about the week. I mean, this is the Easter week, right? Oh, the timing of it, yeah. Oh, how terrible. Let's give more to the Vatican, to the Mystery Babylon, the horror of Revelation. The cathedral is a religious and architectural world treasure. Its Christian relics are said to include part of Jesus' crown of thorns. Oh, you believe that? Yeah, right. From the crucifixion, between 30,000 to 50,000 people visit daily. Yeah, talk about, a magnet for the Vatican. Yeah. Creepy, I say. But later on in this article, let me see here. It says, everyone who visits Notre Dame is awestruck by its beauty. Today, the same rings true, but only because its majestic skyline, spire, remarkable flying trusses, rib vaults, soaring bell towers, mesmerized rolls, windows are in jeopardy from the flames, searing sadness into the world's collective psyche. All right. I mean, are they going overboard on this? Yeah, for sure. Yeah. That includes Pope Francis, Catholics worldwide, French President Macron, cardinals, bishops, nuns. You mean pedophiles? Oh, nuns, architects, artists, European Americans. The entire globe watches in shock. I'm not in shock. Shaken to their foundation. What kind of BS is this? They say it's no overstatement to suggest Notre Dame represents civilization itself. Are you out of your mind? As the 20th century art historian Lord Kenneth Clark once suggested. That's creepy. Macron, I mentioned it's our common history. And it is burning. Over 800 years, we are able to erect this cathedral and improve it. I'll tell you tonight, we'll rebuild this cathedral. Who cares? We will call him the greatest talent. He's thinking about his... it's our history. It's what our history deserves. It's our destiny. It's our destiny. That's creepy. Yeah. What is he going up for an election soon? Yeah. Does he say Our Lady of Paris? That's creepy because it worships Mary, right? Like an idol. We'll never be the same, nor will the world. What? Creepy. It's totally creepy. Notre Dame is perhaps the world's finest example of French Gothic architecture. Construction on the cathedral began in medieval times, 1160, blah, blah, blah. And it goes into some of the additions. The towers were added in the 13th century between 1220 and 1250. Flying buttresses were added in the 14th century, yeah. So there are some cardinals weighing in on here, blah, 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 blah. It took 300 years to build Notre Dame and mere hours to lose the roof. It's only the roof. Yeah, who cares? You know what's really creepy here? I'm just going to read this part, then I'll go on. It says, as it happens, listen to this. I'm not going to read all of this. As it happens, I was in Paris yesterday. Who's talking? Exactly. As it happens, I was in Paris yesterday afternoon sketching the cathedral. Said the World Trade Center master architect Daniel Libeskind. Oh, so the guy who was in charge of the World Trade Center, the architect, would happen to be there the day before, sketching the building. How about starting it on fire? I don't know. It's creepy. I just read about the World Trade Center. As it happened, he says, I was in Paris yesterday afternoon sketching the cathedral. What? Said World Trade Center master architect. I'm deeply saddened by the news of the fire. The Cathedral of Notre Dame is a paragon of beauty. Its loss cannot be calculated as the soul of Western architecture. I thought that was creepy. The architect from the World Trade Center, a master architect, was there. Oh, timing. And like I said, France's 3 richest families lead the 700 million fundraising efforts. That's probably just a drop in the bucket. It's probably going to be going in the billions, which I think is very, very sad, by the way. Yeah. And like I said, New York Times, Insider, BuzzFeed News, miracle of the timing. The statues escaped because we removed them before the fire. Oh, nothing to see there, Bob. And then you add in the creepiness of Michelle Obama being on the river drinking champagne as it burned down. Yeah, that's creepy. Michelle Obama on Paris dinner cruise during Notre Dame cathedral fire. Nothing to see here, Bob. Wonder if Barack Obama was dancing in the hallways as the roof burned. Yeah. Creepy. Michelle Obama was dwelling in the nice life, sipping wine on a dinner cruise in Paris when the Notre Dame Cathedral was on fire. The former First Lady was smiling. Oh, going in the river. The flames were going up, and then the captain of the ship just rerouted the boat somewhere else as they had dinner. Michelle was a match for a flowery, enjoyable nighttime on the posh ship. However, issues took a flip for the more serious. But Notre Dame was going up in flames. Creepy. And even she has a real creepy. Well, she was there for her book selling, becoming what? Becoming a woman from a man? Yeah, probably. And she has this creepy response. She talks about Michelle Obama. What did she say here? The majesty of Notre Dame, historical past, artistry, spirituality took our breath away, lifting us to a better understanding of who we are and who we will be. What? Listen to this. Being right here in Paris tonight, my coronary heart. What? Aches. Who says that? My coronary heart aches with the folks of France. That's creepy. Creepy, and more creepy. Yeah. So you put all the pieces together and I say, yikes, zoinks, get me out of here. Yeah. I'm not going to cry one single second of this. I think it's creepy. I think it's pathetic. I think the money they're raising should go for something better. And I think that all this pedophile organization is using this as a cash cow for their enjoyment and their crazy parties, et cetera, on the planet. Oh, yeah, and they're probably needing some extra cash for their crazy sex orgies at the Vatican, which go on all the time, by the way. Yeah. Anyways, believe what you want. I think it's creepy. I'm not crying about it. I'm not going to shed a tear about it. But I thought I would do the videos, I think, concerning this subject today. All right, Daryl Lawson Live, signing off. I'm out of here. Go to my website, darylLawsonLive.com. See all my videos and more links on my website. I did a video yesterday, which I think you should watch, called Rapture During Trump Presidency, 2 to 6 years left, ? Take a look at that. 1,000 people are watching that. I did a video on WikiLeaks the day before that. 3,500 people have watched that already. I've done over 3,000 videos for your listening enjoyment to help you go forward and not backwards. Listen, Jesus Christ the Messiah is about to return. Get ready. Jesus washed my sins away. Fill me with your Holy Spirit. Get in the Bible, read it, and do it. Then watch my videos. Go forward and not backwards. Thanks for your prayers and financial support. Don't send them to the Vatican. Support what I do. DarylLawsonLive.com. God bless you. I love you. Bye for now.